So we're going to start out looking at 4.2, number 19 here. So in this problem, we just want to find the product, and that is if possible. So if it can't be done, then we're just going to say, can't do it, and this is why. And the reason is the dimensions don't match up. So the first thing I want to look at here is what are the dimensions of these two matrices. I have the one on the left, which is a 2 by 2, and it's always rows by columns. And the one on the right, which is a 2 by 2, always again rows by columns. I need to look to see that the inner terms match up, which they do, check. And now I look to my outer terms to define my dimensions. So my new dimensions for this thing, and I say new dimensions because it just means like what dimensions will be, but it may be that it's just the same as the old things, in which case we have that here. So here we're looking at new dimensions are 2 by 2, so we can multiply this thing. My answer should be a 2 by 2. Let's actually see the process for that. So let me get rid of this bit here. Oh no, folks, already error messages popping up. It looks like we're crashing. Dante. What are we going to do about this?
Just have to give up.
Guess we'll just have to give up. It looks like maybe we're good now. Going to copy our matrix over one more time here. See how distorted it gets if I blow it up. That's not too bad. So now looking at this matrix here, I'm saying I want to multiply these two things. To do this, I'm going to try and use as many colors as possible to make it clear what each step is that I'm doing. I want to be taking my first row times my first column from the first and second matrix respectively. And I'm going to be doing the product of these two things add up. So 1 times 4, I'm going to say is equal to, it's really testing my dexterity here, doing it with a mouse. So I got 1 times 4 plus, and now here's, I'm going to have negative 4 times 0. And that's going to just give me so 4 and then plus 0 is just going to be 4. So my final term here will be 4. For the next one, I'll do it in orange. So we'll do the 1 and the negative 4, and now times the negative 1 and the 3. So you kind of imagine like flipping this thing over to match it up next to the column. So the row flips over to match up next to the column. I have 1 times negative 1. This is where I'm going to really run out of space here. And then I'm going to say plus, and I've got my negative 4 times negative 3. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful penmanship. Negative 1 times 1 is just going to give me negative 1. Negative 4 times negative 3 is going to give me a positive 12. So I'm going to say 12 minus 1 is 11. For my next one here, I'm going to be doing my row 2, column 1. So now I'm doing 3 times 4, which I'm just going to write the values here. So I'm jumping the gun a little bit because I'm right. I don't know. Hopefully people understand as I'm saying them, right? So 3 times 4 gives me 12. Negative 2 times 0 gives me 0. Now I've got just 12 here. And then for the last one, we have our 3 times negative 2, negative 1, negative 3. 3 times negative 1 gives me negative 3. Negative 2 times negative 3 gives me a positive 6. And so now I'm going to get 3 here. So the final answer for the product of these two matrices is this 2 by 2 matrix here, 4, 11, 12, 3. Any questions on this one? What you got? On a test, you will be using calculators, yeah. So typically there's a non-calculator and a calculator portion of the exam, but we can't really do that right now in this environment, so is what it is. Good question. Any other questions for 4.2? Perfect.